Okay, can everybody hear me now? Maybe now is the special moment of whatever's going on here. Hold on. If you hear me, press 1. Okay, can everybody hear me now? Okay, I fixed it. Now is the special moment of. I think I fixed it. Okay. So I was watching this yesterday. This was actually pretty interesting, I must say. Um, Let me get the link for it. Hold the boat a minute. Just hold on. Okay, so anyway, this is it. I'm not sure if we're going to be watching it all or what. Anyways, anywho, we're going to watch some of it. And we're going to have it on faster because I don't want to sit here for 45 minutes listening to it again. Especially when you guys could go back and listen to it regular speed if that's what you want to do. Totally not judging. Totally not. But I'm not saying I completely believe this. I'm saying that this definitely makes you think that, wait a second. Maybe. Just maybe.
I'll win. But instead, the majority of the double album was about the guy she dated between them for only 2 months. The lead singer of the 1975, Maddie Healy. 18 of the songs are dedicated to a 2-month fling? That can't be right. But the biggest bomb drop in Taylor's Tortured Poets Confessions is that when you combine it with her previous album, Midnights, it actually exposes what is perhaps the biggest lie of her career.
There's like a fictional love triangle between 3 fictional teenagers.
Fictional.
Taylor has maintained her 2 earlier albums, Folklore and Evermore, were not about her own life for once and were instead fiction, even though all 9 of her other albums have been openly about her real life.
Before, I had written strictly autobiographical, kind of diary entry type songs, but with Folklore, I was like, you know what? I want to start playing with characters and fictional writing.
But I think she's lying. Now, I know, why wouldn't she want to write fictional songs for once? It sounds like a good idea. After all, she was in a happy relationship with Joe Alwyn for over 4 years at the time. Quarantined together throughout the pandemic and enjoying a quiet life for the first time ever. Finally, Taylor's love life was stable. It's not like there were whirlwind romances and broken hearts and torrid affairs to pull from for those supposedly fictional albums. Or were there? Well, the further we dove into the lyrics across the 4 most recent albums that Swifties have struggled to crack the true meaning behind, as well as interviews and concert footage, the more obvious a secret truth became. And
of course, this is just all, theory. Like somebody's idea, just whatever. It's not fact or anything. Even though it does kind of make you think, I'm not going to lie. It is very... I mean, I knew that they liked each other before, and then they didn't, and then they did, and then... I don't know. It just made me think, like, what if? What if Folklore and Evermore are about Maddie? What if that's what that's all about? Hope not. Ooh, that'd be weird, right?
that's the first thing I'm going to be proving throughout this video. Don't believe what Taylor has said. Folklore and Evermore are based on her real life. How am I so sure Folklore and Evermore...
To be fair, I've always kind of thought that they were really about her real life and
Evermore aren't
not fake, but
fictional? Did Taylor Swift have a secret romance for years in front of all of our eyes? And finally, what secret messages did Taylor put in her songs to confess the truth? Trust me when I say that if you're a Swiftie, there's gonna be a lot of new stuff for you here. But also, if you're not even a fan of Taylor Swift, by the end of this, you're going to realize that we are in the middle of one of the craziest songwriting moments in the history of popular music, at least since Fleetwood Mac released their Rumors album. First, one of the juiciest bits of drama is the fact that in order to keep this secret in the first place, Taylor had to not only hide the truth from her usual collaborators, Jack Antonoff and Aaron Dessner, but she also had to hide it from her mysterious, brand new Folklore and Evermore collaborator. I mean, nobody had heard of this guy.
I'm not sure
William
how long.
Bowery.
I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to be live. It is like super hot here, and my computer is acting super weird. So I might have to do this when it's cooled off a little bit. I don't know, but I'll see, because It's already crashed on me once. So if I disappear, that's what's going on. Just letting you know. It's starting to get a little bucky, is what I'm trying to say.
And that person's secret identity is the first hint that Taylor's life around these albums is gosh darn messy. With credits on some of her most heart-wrenching songs, fans were desperate to figure out who this mysterious writer was. But it wasn't long before Taylor revealed his identity in her documentary, Folklore: The Long Pond Studio Sessions.
There's been a lot of discussion about William Bowery and his identity because it's not a real person.
It's not?
William Bowery's Joe.
Apparently, that longtime British actor boyfriend that she was quarantined with, Joe Alwyn, who was not known as a musician, it turns out he's actually a skilled pianist, and one day during lockdown, Taylor heard him playing and singing what would eventually become the chorus of the folklore track Betty.
I just heard Joe singing the entire fully formed chorus of Betty from another room. And I just was like, hello.
Taylor went on to note that writing songs together was never in the plan. It was purely a combination
Well, he is making a ton of money off of it now.
of the quarantine and overhearing him.
Could we just, because we're in quarantine and there's nothing else going on, could we just try to see what it's like if we write this song together?
Even her best friend and frequent co-writer Jack Antonoff didn't see him.
I thought you were doing a bit when you're like Joe in a song, and then I was like, what? I thought it was gonna be like, you know, like people write like cute songs about their animals.
So Joe, the notoriously private actor who was always vocal about keeping their relationship away from the spotlight, agreed to write songs with Taylor under the pseudonym William Bowery, named after his grandfather and the Bowery Hotel.
It was a combination of William, who my great-grandfather was a